Okay, what I want to do for you is just a quick tutorial for how to set up Picaxe Editor 6 so that you can program with the WJEC Assembler. Okay, because by default it won't do that. It wants to just program in BASIC because that's a far more common program. This assembler language is pretty much just for your WJEC course. So you'll be very tempted to go to the drop down menu and pick the 18M2 because this is the pick that we're using. It's the pick that we used in AS. It's how we set it up for your flowchart coursework. However, uh, this will not work for the assembler language. If I try to use the assembler commands, it's going to give me all kinds of syntax errors because it's trying to do basic and it's a different language than assembler. So what we have to do is you click here where it says show more Picaxe types. And what you're going to get is this menu here. We've got a big list of pickaxes. And we've got this up here that says basic preprocessor. So we're not using basic. We don't want the preprocessor to go through and be checking that we're programming correctly in BASIC, which is basically what the preprocessor does. So we are going to turn that off because we're not using BASIC. Now the pick that we want is down at the bottom of the list in these special Picaxe types. So we are going to be using the WJEC assembler, so you need to make sure that that's there. Now, one thing to note when you're programming with this is you do need to realize that your Picaxe is not going to be operating as a Picaxe 18M2 Plus. It's actually going to be emulating a 16F88 or something like that, which basically just means that it's going to be running a bit slower. So you have to take that into account if you're using it for timing processes. Okay, it's going to operate more slowly than an 18M2. So you go down and you select 18M2 WJEC assembler. So right now you can program in assembler, no problem. The only thing is that this is still configured to change colors of commands and whatnot based on basic. Okay, so we can change that. I'm going to go the same thing, so show more Picaxe types. But what I'm going to click on off the side here is colors and fonts. Now, I had already set it up earlier, so what you need to do is click here where it says custom syntax color scheme. You click browse, and you're going to have this pop up. So it's already there. You need to click on syntax, and it's the WJEC assembler color scheme. Okay, click OK. And now you're completely set up, and it will work based on the fact that you are using assembler. Now, one thing I want to point out is down here, you can see the pick has changed to match the fact that it's working with the WJEC assembler. So it's ports A and port B instead of port B and port C, which is what it was before. And you will see that here we don't have access to A3 or A4 because they are dedicated serial outs and serial ins, basically used for programming and for the like maintenance mode of the pick, something that we don't really use in this course. But you are set up now to do any kind of programming that you might be interested in.